Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good evening. I hope everybody's doing well. Uh, we are going to get into talking about Texas. We're going to be talking about Ohio. Okay. We're going to get into that in a minute. We're going to talk about agendas. We're going to talk about mental health issues. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to talk about white supremacist and white nationalism. That's the big bugaboo lately. So we're going to talk about all those things, and going to share my thoughts with you guys, and we're going to kind of go from there. Okay, so we're going to give it a minute for some people to get in here for the talk. So ahead of time, I definitely want to say, please, very family friendly oriented channel. So no swearing. Be kind to each other. No racism. If you do those things, my wonderful moderators will boot you out, and you will no longer be in the chat. Okay, so just a heads up. And I have great moderators that keep an eye on stuff and to keep things clean, and I appreciate that. Okay, so and when I'm done talking, any kind of questions that you have or anything you want to ask me or whatnot, all cap lock so that it'll stand out to me so I see it better. Okay, so I appreciate that. So let us get into the topic. Okay. Uh, Obviously, I had to change the title a little bit so that hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize me right off the bat, because that's what they love to do. And I never know these days what is going to be demonetized or not demonetized. To be honest with you, it's absolutely crazy. Um, I did a live chat about what's wrong with kids today. Okay, I'm just going to give you an example. I said, "What's wrong with kids today, and how can it be fixed?" So they demonetized it. I'm thinking, oh, well, that must just be some goof on their part, and they'll give it back. So I applied for, them to give it back. Nope. After review, they did not give it back. So we were talking about how messed up kids are, but they did not give that one back. So I just thought that was bizarre. But so I have to be careful with the titles. So obviously, we're going to be talking about everything that happened and stuff like that. So before I really get into the meat of this, I want to say right off the bat, anytime individuals do horrific acts, there is no excuse for it. The guilt falls on the individual that does that thing. It's a horrible, horrible thing, and it's very, very sad, to be honest with you. And my heart goes out, honestly, to all the victims of this tragedy, both tragedies, honestly. And it's a horrible, horrible thing. So, one of the things that I did see in the news, and I'm just going to mention this, has no bearing on this. The guy in Ohio, the 24-year-old in Ohio, was a registered Democrat. So everybody's jumping on it. Oh, see, it was a Democrat. It was a Democrat. Here's my question. So first of all, my first question, when these type of events happen, right off the bat, first thought in my mind is, and this is what I wonder too, and I wonder if they have the numbers. I'm sure they do. All these individuals that are doing these acts, what kind of medications are they on? That would be my first thing. Hey, Vincent, uh, a barber with a local farmer. My lab, they gave me produce. Great way to prep. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. They gave you. That's awesome. And thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate that. So you gave them their labor and they gave you produce. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Bartering is the best way to do things. So again, what kind of medications are these people on? Are they on antidepressants? Are they on ADD medication? Are they on Ritalin? What? Who knows? Whatever. That would be my first question, because I think a lot of these problems, antidepressants will make you suicidal. It's been proven fact that does happen. So my first thing when I see these type of things is, what meds are these people on? What are they on? Okay. Uh, Another thing, and I'm going to attribute this to Mike, my IT guy, who's actually doing his own show tonight. So he's not here, but his girlfriend is here. Um, he had mentioned today, and I thought that this was really, really interesting. Okay, and he correlated it this way. Let's go back to the '60s when you had, yeah, Bob. Okay. Yes, you may. Yep, that's okay, honey. And use that 12 pack over here. Um, so he first of all, I talked about the '60s, okay, and how when a lot of the black men were downtrodden and women were downtrodden and had a problem, they fought back, okay. That's what they did. They rose up and they said, I'm not taking this crap anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. So let's look at a little something else, okay? This is the other thing that, and I think this is interesting because I think this does have some relevance in these situations, things that are popping up. Over the last 25, 30 years, it has been very much the demonization of the white man, okay? Especially, I would say in the last 15 years, especially. Bubba, use that 12-pack. That one isn't open yet, okay? So it's the demonization of the white man. The white man's evil, his time is up, and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to tell you what. You listen enough of this crap, and that's what it is. It's crap. In the mainstream media, in the news, they're putting it out there. They're pushing it. That's the agenda, okay? White men are evil. White men are bad, blah, 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 blah. You know, we're the horrible people. You push that out there enough, people are going to blow back. They're going to fight back on that. And I think some of that is attributed to that. People are saying, I had enough of this crap. I'm not putting it up with anymore. Now, a lot of it, too, and that's just another kind of a thought of where some of this is coming from. A lot of it, too, is from the mainstream media all the time with all the crap they're putting out there. Again, we've talked about the galvanization of hatred on both the left and the right. But what the thing is, and I think it's funny, is they're the same thing. The left and the right are the same thing. They absolutely are. And I don't care what anybody says. They're two wings of the same bird, two sides of the same coin. They're the same thing. The overall agenda is control, okay? So what happens as a result of these type of shootings? Okay, so in the media, like I said, they're stirring up all this crap all the time, stirring up all this hatred. They want us to hate each other. They want us to kill each other. So congratulations, media. It is working. People are killing each other because they're different than somebody else, which is ridiculous because we are all human beings, okay? That is, at the end of the day, what we all need to realize, that when we're cut, we bleed red. All of us do. I don't care what your ethnicity is. We're all human beings, okay? So the other part of the problem, like I said, with this is, like I said, you have those type of things going on, and it's being pushed and pushed and pushed all the time. But what is the ultimate goal? Okay, let's think about this for a second, because I heard a lot of people have talked in comments earlier today. Oh, the left is now pushing gun control, okay? Guys, and actually, if you haven't yet, if you could shoot me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. I see we got a good group in here already watching. So I would appreciate it if you guys would throw me a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well. So I do appreciate that as well. So anyway, the agenda is, now think about this. I want you guys to think about this. They want you, me, and everybody else to be a victim. Okay, that's what the ultimate agenda is. That's what gun control is truly about. If you really wanted these type of mass shootings to stop, what they would do is they would say, okay, listen, we're stopping all gun legislation. We're not going to do any more gun legislation. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to, and here's the thing, guys, defend yourselves. Imagine that. Think about that concept, that you're out in public as a responsible gun owner, and that if an incident happens, instead of being a victim hiding under a table waiting for your turn to be shot, you have training. You have your weapon with you. You are able to react to that situation, defend yourself and other innocent victims by defending yourself, okay? That's what it's all about. The Ohio shooting, they got really, really lucky. Now think about this. This individual killed 9 people and wounded 26 inside of 1 minute. Within 1 minute. They said the police had engaged him 30 seconds after he started. 30 seconds later, he was dead. Okay? Think about if the cops hadn't been so close, what would the reaction time have been, and how many more victims would there have been? I mean, that's what I want you guys to think about. Yeah, and he killed his own sister. Yes, he did. I saw that too. I mean, what kind of sick individual does that? I mean, people are twisted, okay? There is a definite, and there's a definite mental health issue going on. I can remember back in late 80s, early 90s, they decided to empty out the insane asylums, get rid of all the nervous hospitals, if you will, okay? So what they did was they closed down a lot of these institutions and put a lot of these people back out on the street. they're not right. These people are, mentally unstable. They're delusional. They're very easily manipulated. Okay, so when you have those type of situations like that, um, it's a recipe for disaster. And with this galvanization in the last, especially since President Trump became president, okay, um, the hatred. I can honestly, there was people that hated Obama, and I was not a huge fan of Obama. It had nothing to do with what color he was. It was his politics that I didn't care for and stuff like that. Okay, but that's just myself. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I'm not a big fan of a lot of politicians, as you guys know, because I think they're all crooked, they're all liars, and they're all thieves. That's my opinion. But hey, Mountain Girl, the first thing we hear when these things happen is blame anyone that makes more laws. Criminals don't follow laws. Yeah, exactly. And thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate that. Criminals will never follow laws. So no matter how many guns they take away from the average citizen and be able to defend yourself, there's criminals are always going to get guns. So cops and criminals are going to have the guns. But it's okay. Now think about this. It's okay for you to join the military. Go kill the people that we tell you to go kill. That's okay. But heaven forbid that you're going to defend yourself in your own home and take care of your own things. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. We should be dropping gun legislation, letting the average citizen do a proper training. Get a weapon. If you want to get a weapon, you have to go through training. I think that would be a smart thing to do, right? Know how to properly handle the weapon. Know how to fire it. Put rounds down range. Spend time at the range, okay? Realize what happens if a situation arises. I'm going to tell you what, there would be a lot less of these mass shootings if we had people allowed to defend themselves, okay? They set things up. These shooters, they look for situations where people are going to be unarmed, okay? A concert, wonderful place to go and kill people because you can't take your guns into the concert with you because heaven forbid, So they're just ducks in a row, ducks in a pond. So that's what happens, guys. I mean, it's absolutely insane. What happened down in El Paso, that was absolutely 100% race motivated. Again, I would never in a million years ever condone that kind of behavior or thinking. And I don't care what color person was going after another color person. Shooting people because you don't like their skin color is stupid. Again, with all the stuff that's in the news, you have, and that young man was 21. He's in custody, okay? But you have individuals that are not mentally stable. Who knows what the background is? And there would be another thing that I would be curious. How many of these kids that do these mass shootings come from unstable backgrounds, unhealthy homes, single parent families, or they're in foster care, or, they had done all those type of things. They had been in the system, okay? They're angry, they're bitter, they want revenge, they're looking for somebody to blame. Okay, that's what happens with a lot of these situations. Their ages of these young men tell me a lot. You're not mature at 21. You're not mature at 24. You're really not. Men don't grow up, guys, until we hit 30 years old. Maybe a few years before, maybe a few years after. And if you don't grow up by that point, you never will. I've seen it over and over and over again. And again, it always comes down to choices that we make. Always comes down to choices that we make. So crazy situation. Again, but of course, the first thing that's out of the politician's mouth is gun control. It is the absolute first thing out of their mouth every freaking time these things happen. We're not talking about law-abiding gun owners, because law-abiding gun owners don't go out and kill people. Okay, doesn't happen. But when you have these lunatics that are going to go out and do these type of things, it's going to continue and it's going to continue and continue, and it's really, really sad. 21 is almost allowed to buy a weapon. Many of the people that did the mass shootings were bullied. Yeah, there is another thing. Absolutely, Terrence. That's a great point. Hey, Preppernick. I'm surprised he's still alive. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the one down in Texas, absolutely, I was too, that they took him alive. I can't believe they did either, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Yes, a lot of these people that do these mass shootings are bullied. We have all this bully crap in school. It continues nonstop. It's never going to stop, okay? My daughter did have some bullying happen to her, not at the school she graduated from, but at the school previously, she dealt with a little bit of bullying. And you know what she had told me? Because I said, well, we're going to go to the principal. We're going to talk to him. Um, yeah, way too negative watching the TV news. I do not blame you. I do not blame you. Why are there no more bees anymore? That is a really great question, and thanks for asking that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with the bees dying off, and a lot of that has to do with the crap that they're putting in the air, and and the pesticides and stuff like that is killing the bees too, which is terrible. But anyway, again, a lot of these kids are dealing with bullying, and from their peers, from other people. If they look different, if they act different, if they have a lisp, or a cleft palate, or any of those type of things, a lot of those kids are very, very badly bullied while they're in school. And like I said, again, Heather did deal with that. And I know I was going to say, so I said, well, we're going to go to the principal and we're going to get this to stop. And this is what my daughter told me. Okay, now she was in 8th grade at the time. She said, no, Dad, don't go to the principal. She goes, because if you do, it'll just get worse. That was her reply. Or no, this is 7th grade. This happened in 7th grade. I'm sorry. Because by 8th grade, then they really separated the kids. With the smarter kids went one way and the dumber kids went to the, not so smart classes. And Heather was in all those advanced classes from that point on, from 8th grade on. And so that girl, she didn't deal with her anymore because they were in totally different classes, and so she didn't have her in any classes anymore. But that's the ridiculousness of what happens, and that's how these kids are like, no, if you go and you make it stink, it's going to make it worse. And you know what? She's 100% right, because the principals aren't going to stop it. They're not going to stop it. And a lot of times they don't do anything about it, even if they know what's going on. Now, not all. Don't get me wrong. Please, all you principals out there that are watching, do not hammer on me and say, I do. A lot of them do. But a lot of them don't know what's happening because these kids really keep it down. Kevin H. said, teach him to fight. And that's exactly, honestly, Kevin, I'll tell you what. That's what I did with my daughter. And my rule of thumb has always been this, okay? I've told my daughter the same thing. Now, my daughter never ended up getting in a fight. I will say that. But what I had told her at the time was, I said, if you feel like that person may hurt you, I go, you hurt them first. And I said, and I will always have your back. And that's how I felt, because my daughter was not going to be the type of person that would just jump off and start a fight for no reason. That's not her personality. Any of you guys that have seen her knows that's not her personality. She's never been in a fight. Hey, Brian, buy pollinator-friendly plants for bees. Yeah, you know what? That's good advice, and thank you for that donation as well. Yeah, get plants like that the bees are going to want to come in and pollinate. That's good advice to have. I've seen the bees this year here because I'm way out in the country, so we have a lot more here, but not as many as normal. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that, and so it's a lot of crazy stuff with the poor bees. We need the bees. We need the bees to pollinate our stuff, or otherwise we'll be doing it ourselves, to be honest with you. And a lot of people have no idea how to do that. So does anyone need... Why does anyone need a gun? These meth heads running around won't steal. Why does... Oh, yeah, they won't steal. Yeah, right, exactly. If you have a gun... See, here's the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, if an armed society is a polite society, if we are able to defend ourselves, and obviously the studies, if you look at the studies, guys, taking and banning guns does not work. Chicago is a great example. New York City is a great example. They can put all the gun laws that they want in place, and the only people that you're going to hurt with those gun laws are law-abiding citizens. And then you take away that ability to defend yourself, and the criminals are still going to do what the criminals are going to do. Okay, they're never not going to do what they want to do. Now they can go into that home knowing that there's nobody going to be armed in there, and there's no fear. If they have a healthy fear that they're going to get shot if they go into somebody's home, I'm going to tell you what. And I live out in the country, and out here in the country, everybody's armed. And guess what? And in all honesty, we don't have a tremendous amount of crime. We don't have home invasions happening out here because people know if you break into somebody's home, the most likely way you're going to leave that home is in a body bag. Put your gun off there. So I got to show you. Hold on. I'm going to flip this around real quick. Here's Miss Bella relaxing. Then we got Max over here. So, but, I believe, like I said, if we have the right, we do have the right to be able to defend ourselves, or we should have that right to be able to defend ourselves. And that would cut down on a lot of these crimes, because if people knew that people were armed, they would stop doing it, because their agenda is that moment of glory or whatever is in their head. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with medications. I'm not going to lie. People were not on the type of medications that they're on now 50 years ago. Okay. 50 years ago, you did not have the social media and everything in your face all the time like it is now. Okay. Anything you want is right there. And these kids are very, very impressionable. When you can see these kids going and watching certain stuff, and they become, well, just like the indoctrination in schools and stuff like that. They're fed a certain agenda, and they start to believe that agenda, and it happens. And so, it's unfortunate, and that's, like I said, it's really important that we teach our kids. Eric Harris was on Zoloft during Columbine. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of other stuff that a lot of these other kids are on, I'm sure. And I'm sure if we actually broke it down, I would say probably 90 to 95% of these shooters were on some kind of medication, or they were under medical care for mental disorders. There's a lot of that going on. Yep, James, you're absolutely right. James just said personal responsibility is out the window. Exactly. Taking action for your own, or taking personal responsibility. Nobody wants to do that either. Everybody wants to blame somebody else, point the finger at somebody else, and say, nope, they're responsible. It's not my fault. They're always looking for blame. And again, whenever one of these mass shootings come, I mean, when any of these mass shootings happen, guys, two things make me sick to my stomach. The absolute joy on the media. They can't get enough. They love it. They want to get everything in there. Did you see the shooting? What happened? Here, tell us what happened. Talk about it. Tell us. They love it. They can't get enough of it. They love misery. It makes me sick. And then the politicians with their stuff. Kid in Florida said a demon told him to do it. Yeah, so he's obviously, Joe, he was definitely mentally unstable. But again, and then the politicians, the first thing out of their mouth is more gun control. You honestly, you're never, ever going to disarm this country. It's not going to happen. It is that they can talk all they want. They can ban all they want. It just pushes people underground and makes a law-abiding citizen a criminal. That's all you're doing. Because I'm going to tell you right now, people are not going to give up their guns. Some will. Absolutely some will. But most people, not going to happen. I'll tell you right now, it's not going to happen. And then killers get their fame, right? Now, so both of these people, so you had the one that was killed by the police, and then the other kid down in Texas.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, then it's it. Their names are all over the media. Their pictures are all over the place. So they get their 15 minutes of glory, if you will, if they want to call it glory. I don't think that they should, Oh, I forgot to salute JJ. Okay, hold on a second, guys. JJ, we have our green tea this evening, so here's for you. And anybody that doesn't know, it's a private joke with us, with JJ and I. So anyway, guys, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, please do so. I would appreciate that. Well, at this point, before we go any further, I want to mention, got to get the business out of the way. August 17th, we are doing the Prepper Get-Together, okay? That is happening at Letchworth State Park. Everybody's welcome to come, and it's going to be at Eddie's Pavilion. It's EDDYS Pavilion. We have the pavilion starting at 9 o'clock. You're welcome for the reminder. Well, thank you very much. Come to Moon. Thank you. But we have the pavilion at 9 o'clock, and we have it until 10 o'clock at night. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Supplying hot dogs, hamburgers, and all the fixings with that. I just ask if anybody's going to come, please bring a dish to pass, and just let me know ahead of time if you would. I think it's going to be a lot of fun that day. It's a lot of like-minded people getting together and just having an enjoyable day. Okay. The second thing, today is the last day of the sale on the website. We're 20% off of everything. 20% off of all legacy foods, 20% off of all merchandise. If you want a t-shirt, a coffee mug or bumper sticker, any of those type of things, is 20% off of everything, and that's at preppernurse1.com. Okay, the link's going to be down below in the description for the website. So if you are interested, you have until 3 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, East Coast time, midnight tonight, West Coast time. So the sale ends today, okay? The third thing I wanted to mention real quickly is on my website, preppernurse1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse One community as well. It's a great place for like-minded people to get together. It's totally free to join. It does not cost you anything. You do have to register because it's private, so everybody just can't come in and see what's going on. You have to be registered, and we got great message boards on there. It's a great way to meet somebody that's either in your state or in your country. We have the singles group in there. We have the disabled group in there. We have the seniors group in there. So any of those different fringe groups that you would want to be part of, you can join those as well. If you're just looking to talk with like-minded people, it's a great place to do that, okay? So I just wanted to mention that as well. So blue helmets make great rifle targets. Yeah, right, exactly. I just... I know, I'm amazed that in the most armed state in America, there wasn't a single armed civilian. That is a great comment, Michael. Actually, and I think I absolutely agree with you. Everybody in Texas, there's a lot of weapons in Texas. So I think, because it was a Walmart and it was back to school shopping, I think that is the reason probably you didn't see as many armed people there. They said the store was packed with like 3,000 people. So horrible thing. Like I said, we should give these people no glory whatsoever. They should not ever mention their names because that's what they want. They want that recognition. So that should be unspecified shooter A, and that's how it should be done. They should be given no, oh, it was posted no firearms. Okay, well, there you go. Yep, you have those wonderful gun-free zones. What did I say about those? Those are perfect opportunities for people to do nefarious things. It really, really is. So, again, very scary, very scary. And it just continues to happen. And it will continue to happen. And especially with the media glorifying these people, putting it out there, And I saw something which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. They were like, there's been 255 mass shootings in 215 days so far this year in this country. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And I went and looked at what their thing of a mass shooting is, and that's that's not what a mass shooting. A mass shooting is these two things that just happened yesterday. Those are mass shootings. I carry anyway, sign or not, I don't care. I don't blame you, Kevin. I do the same exact thing. I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. That's my thinking and always will be my thinking. So. Did you see the video about Eric Holder saying we must brainwash people in a vastly different way? I did not see that, Lori, or Lou and Mom. I did not see that. That's kind of nuts. Yeah, the indoctrination's been going on for a long time, Also, the other thing I did want to mention about this whole mass shooting thing. So, of course, here's the big one that they're all talking about: white nationalism. White supremacist and all this nonsense, okay? And of course we had to blame the one down in Texas. That had to be blamed on Trump, of course, because this guy liked Trump and and stuff like that. People are nuts no matter what. Don't matter who that they think is their hero. If you're nuts and you're going to go out and you're going to shoot people, it makes no difference. I have not one time ever have I heard President Trump ever say, go out and kill Mexicans or Hispanic Americans. Go kill those people. Never heard him say that. Never heard him say it one time. So anybody that gets these type of thoughts in their head, they're not thinking clearly. I have to laugh because it's like they're talking about all this white nationalism and white supremacy and all this stuff. And, whoa, we got to be worried about the Ku Klux Klan and the white supremacists. And these are little bitty dinky fringe groups, okay? They are really, there's really not a whole lot of that around anymore, to be realistic, okay? But what do you see around a lot? You see the MS-13, they're a huge organization. The Crips and the Bloods, they're huge organizations all over the country. And they're hate groups, aren't they? They're gang groups. They're doing bad things. They don't care who they do it to. They victimize everybody, But why are we not focusing on those type of things? Okay, why are we not focusing on the nonsense that Antifa does, attacking? It's amazing too. I see a lot that Antifa, who they target old people and women. Isn't that amazing? They don't go after guys like me. They're not going to go after guys like me because we'll put them in the ground. That's just absolutely crazy. I thought they were just social clubs. Yeah, right, exactly. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the way that they're trying to spin stuff. And remember, guys, here at the end of the day, who's the bad guy? That's right, Whitey. We're the bad guy. We have to apologize for being white. And here's the other thing that I find amazing. This is what I find amazing, okay? So you have, and I'm not trying to rip, and this is not about race, okay? But here's something that I find very, very fascinating. You have the United Negro College Fund. You have the Indian College Fund. I haven't seen any poor white kids college fund. Have you guys seen any of those? Because if there was, well, then that would be racist. That would be horrible. How dare you want to help poor underprivileged white kids? All the kids, guys, in my opinion, I don't care what color they are, all the kids should be given that opportunity to go to school. Either trade school, college, whatever their things, if they have the brains to do whatever they want to do, all those. Oh yeah, don't forget Black Miss America. I forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah, or you got BET, Black Entertainment Television. I don't see a white entertainment television. Where's that one? Can't do that. Heaven forbid. Let's not do that. Let's not offend anybody. Do you see the ridiculousness? And I'm saying this, guys, in jest, but do you see the ridiculousness of this? How things are, and who pushes it? Again, let's think about this. The media pushes this crap, okay? It's ridiculous, and it happens all the time. So, you just... we are like Asians, only we have the Caucasian. Yeah, or the Caucasian caucus, right? Well, yeah, and you have all these different things, but, here's the thing, too. If I said... I'm proud to be white pride, I am automatically labeled a racist, a white supremacist, or in my case, a skinhead, right? Because I shave my head, I'm automatically a skinhead. But that's not any of that. Why can't I be proud of who I am? Why can't I be proud of that, okay? So, unfortunately, the agenda is nowadays against white men. Really, unless you're homosexual. If you're a white male and you're homosexual, then you're okay. But if you are a heterosexual white male, oh, you're a horrible, horrible person. You're terrible. Just absolutely. I actually had somebody in a post today, and I think I deleted the post on my channel. I did my video earlier, and we're talking about the generations of the people that were in the 40s and the 50s. Okay, we're talking about that generation, and this person said they were a horrible generation. They were horrible racist. And thank God, every day more and more of them are dying off. Now, I'm going to tell you what. Were there racists in that area, in that time frame? Absolutely there was. But guess what? On all sides, okay, not just white people. Now, not all white people in the 40s and the 50s, guys, hated everybody. It doesn't work like that. You were going to have, and that's, again, lumping all white people, all us white people in this category over here. We're all bad. We're all bad because I got my head shaved, so I got to be a white supremacist, okay? Got to be a horrible person because I look the way I do. It's ridiculous. I'm going to tell you what, and I've said this over and over and over again. I judge people based on their actions, not on their skin color. If you are cool with me, I'm going to be cool with you. If you act like a jerk, I don't care what color you are, because guess what? Jerks come in all colors. Stupid people come in all colors. People that do ignorant, stupid stuff are in all colors. So that's what we need to remember, okay? And I don't mean to get off on this tangent, but it's just, this is what the media is portraying, these horrible, awful white supremacists, white nationalists, and that's the spin they're trying to do now. So let's not play into this game, guys. You look at, okay, so, with what they want, they, meaning the people that really are running things, they want us to all be at each other's throats. They all want us to be fighting each other and not dealing with what the true issue is. The true issue is our government and their complete and absolute control over the people. Think about, and I want you guys to think about this, and it doesn't matter what color you are because of these laws, okay? Doesn't matter. They don't care what color you are. Look at the laws that we have now and 100 years ago. 100 years ago, I didn't need to have a license to go fishing. I didn't need to have a license to go hunting, okay? I didn't need to have the government's permission to drive a car. I didn't need to have car insurance because, granted, there wasn't a whole lot of cars on the road back then, but people didn't have to have car insurance, okay? You didn't have to have health insurance. You were not told what you can and cannot do on your own property. You did whatever you wanted to do, okay? You did not have restricted travel like we do now. If you wanted to go anywhere, even 50 years ago, flying or whatever, it wasn't like it is now, okay? It's all about control. Be a good subservient worker bee and do as you're told. Do not buck the system. Do not think for yourselves. We will tell you how to think. You're set up to be victims, guys. That's what they want. They want us all to be victims. And I want you guys to think past that, look past it, look through the bull crap that they're doing, and realize that we are being played. All of us, no matter what background we come from, no matter where we were from, we're all being played. I don't care what color girl is as long as she's hot. Hey, I'm going to tell you what, absolutely. Good-looking girls are good-looking girls. Yeah, I'm on a roll, Stace. I know, I'm sorry. These type of things, it's just, we really need to look through what we're being fed. And I think that that's really, really important. And a lot of people can't. They see what they see on TV, and it has to be the truth because that's what they're being told. Guys, if you haven't shot me a thumbs up yet, if you would do so, I definitely would appreciate it. So we got a good crowd in here tonight, too. So thank you, everybody, for coming in. Yeah, watch commercials. Exactly. Comply. Exactly. I was going to actually make a little cardboard thing, and I was going to hold it up periodically, and it was going to say, obey. Obey. Do as you're told. You know what I mean? And that's it. Comply. Don't buck the system. Yep. So I did not see what you put, Honor Prepper. I did not see what you put, so I don't know why they blocked it. We're not going to do any anti-Jewish things on here either, guys. I don't tolerate that. I'm not going to. Okay, so if you are anti-Semite, knock yourself out. Do it someplace else, but not on my channel. So Mountain Girl said, sorry, but I've never been I've always been non-compliant. Yeah, that's me too. I've always bucked the system. I've always gone against the grain. And here's the thing. I've always questioned everything. That's what we got to do, guys. Question everything. It's just like the whole thing with, the FBI saying the conspiracy theory channels and those type of people are, like the modern day terrorism type of stuff. Because they don't want you to think for yourself. Michael just said, religion is a personal choice. Keep it that way. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I respect anybody's right to believe whatever they want to believe. That is your individual choice. And that's for you to decide what you want to do. I just believe that nobody should push their views down anybody else's throat. And it's just kind of, question authority, Lori Austin just said. Absolutely. Yep, all these shooters seem to be stuck in a category, stuck between high school and manhood and self-entitled. Exactly. And here's the other thing, guys. A lot of times when you have these type of shooters and these type of things happen, you have a lot of these shootings that have happened, and of course these ones aren't going to be sensationalized in the media, is when you have disgruntled workers. And I totally, guys, and would never say that it was justified, but I totally get disgruntled workers. I do. Because the politics and the games management plays on people, and they treat people like garbage, and people get to a breaking point, and and gone postal, exactly. People get to that point and they can't take it anymore, and they want their revenge. And is that the right way to do things? No. I've always said this too. Okay, the very best revenge that you can have in life against anybody, be it a job, be it an ex-wife, an ex-husband, your parents who didn't support you, or whoever, the very best revenge that you can have is to live well and be happy. Scary. It's easy. Okay, live well and be happy. How simple is that? Okay, I've always, and I'm going to tell you what. Have I been fired from jobs? You betcha. I have, because I never shut this. I always say it like it is, and they don't like that, okay? But anytime that I lost a job, I looked at it in this way. I said, okay, at this exact moment, this is bad. I lost this job. But everything happens for a reason. Everything happens when it should, okay? So we take those opportunities. One door closes, another door opens. And every time those type of things happen, something better came along, and it worked out better. And there's no coincidences. Exactly. Absolutely. Protect Animals said that. Absolutely. There's no coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, and everything happens when it should. We meet people in our lives in certain times because either there's a lesson to be learned from you giving them a lesson, them giving you a lesson, or maybe that person's been brought into your life to add stability to your life, to be a partner to you, to enrich your life, or you end up meeting somebody and you end up becoming great friends. Okay, that's how it goes, and that's a great. Protect Animals said it. This is all about distraction. Let's talk about this. Okay, so here we got this thing going on. This is what's happening right now all over the news. Are we hearing about Jeffrey Epstein at all in the pedophilia ring, and how he was part of it, and how Bill Clinton's name was in that book 21 times that he had? 21 times Bill Clinton was in that book, and this guy was a sex trafficker for underage girls. Are we hearing about that? No, not at all. So think about that, guys. Everything, we're being distracted. Here, pay attention over here, but don't pay attention to what's going on here, okay? Those are things I want you guys to think about. And it's not just the Jeffrey Epstein crap that's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on that we're not privy to, that's going on behind closed doors. Yep, the elite create distractions. They absolutely do. Yep, they absolutely do. So crazy. It's a puppet show. That's a great way of saying it. Absolutely. There's unfortunately, a lot of stuff out there. And here's the thing, and realistically, let's be realistic. Is Bill or Hillary Clinton ever going to go to jail? Nope, never. They know too much about too many people, okay? They're never going to go to jail. Not going to happen. So that's reality. Would you and I get away with what they've gotten away with? Absolutely not. They'd lock us up forever and a day. But we're not in that position of power, okay? You have to make yourself right with that. You have to understand that that's how the game is played. There's different rules. Now, is it right? No, but it's the way it is. You can beat your head against a wall all day long, but it's not going to change anything. So those are things you need to think about as well. And it really, somebody just said power. Absolutely. It's power, control, and money. It always comes down to those three things, guys. It's power, control, and money. I'm going to tell you what to do because I'm going to control you. I want your money because then I can go and spend it any way I want to, and I have the power. I make all the decisions. Scary. And some people love it. Can't get enough. It's their whole life. They thrive on it. So, guys, if you haven't shot me that thumbs up yet, I would appreciate if you would do that. And because we have as many people in here as we do right now, we're going to do this now. I want to ask where everybody's from, because this is, I want to show that we are legion. We are many. And, there's a lot of us, and we can really, truly make a difference when the time comes. We've got Illinois, Kentucky, Chicago, Western Idaho, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Seattle, Michigan, Mobile, Alabama, Holland. Oh, that's cool. Pittsburgh. Let's see. Illinois, Buffalo, Georgia, Florida, British Columbia, Canada. Let's see. Liberty Hills, Texas, Maine, Indiana again, Alabama, Maryland, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Southwest Pennsylvania, Trinidad. Oh, that was wild. Las Vegas, Ohio, Norway, very nice. Florida, St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Area 51, I like that. Montana, Florida, New Zealand, very nice. Oklahoma, let's see, South Dakota, very cool. California, very nice. Let's see, Africa, that's cool. New Jersey, Northern Minnesota, Tennessee, Republic of California, yeah, right. New Mexico, South Carolina again, Louisiana, North Carolina, Florida, Boise, Idaho, very cool. Tennessee, Colorado. Oh, Nibiru, very nice. The UK, very cool. Australia again, very nice. So again, guys, you know what? We're all over the world, and we're this huge, huge family, and we truly are legion. There are so many of us out here, okay, and we can truly make a difference when the time comes. There's a reason that we are preppers. There's a reason that we are off-gridders. There's a reason that we're doing what we're doing, the reason we're getting ready, okay? It's not just to help ourselves. It's not just to help our immediate families. It's to be able to try to help other people if we can. And even if that help, guys, maybe a help might not be food-wise, but maybe it's teaching-wise. Maybe your role is to teach people how to help themselves, okay? Because their time is going to come that we're going to need to help each other and help ourselves. And so I think that's really, really important. So be on the alert. The shootings aren't over. Oh, I don't think that they're over by a long shot. No, I don't. Karen says she's from North Georgia there too. Okay, very cool. Be the least dependent on the government as possible. And absolutely, I agree with that 100%. The more independent that you can be, the better off you're going to be. Not letting them be the ones that are dictating what happens. Dictate for yourself. Be as independent as you possibly can be. Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. To a point, that's true. But, by the way, now in 2020, things will get worse. Oh, I agree with you 100%. There is an agenda, guys. There is absolutely an agenda. The powers that be don't like the way things are going. And so they're going to do everything that they can do to upset the apple cart. Absolutely. If they can drive you with fear and play on your emotions, that's exactly what they're going to do. What we need to do, again, we need to be focused on looking through the BS. We need to continue to be ready to take care of ourselves. That's really, really important. So, Mary said, your channel and other channels have really helped me to prepare. I'm glad. That's what I want to do. I want to help people. That's why I do what I do. That's what I share with you guys. Sharing our journey of us living off grid. It hasn't been an easy journey. It's had its ups and downs. We've had bumps in the road. Hey, Prepper Nick. We are all brave preppers. Absolutely. Absolutely we are. And thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what, guys? Do the best you can do. And that's what I say to anybody. Just do the best you can do. Try to be as ready as you possibly can be. And the biggest thing, and this is free, guys, it doesn't cost anything, is knowledge. Learn as much as you possibly can. Download the information off the internet, put it on paper, and learn as much as you possibly can. Practical practice. I've talked about that a lot. Biggest thing I think that all of us really need to focus on is gardening. Learning how to grow your own food, knowing what works, what doesn't work, and those type of things. It's really, really important because when the time comes, we're going to be relying on gardens to keep us alive. And think about this. Now, this year, okay, I'm going to give an example. One of my crops that I put in that did not do well this year, I had two different types of tomato plants. The one type of tomato plant is done very, very well. The other type of tomato plant is not done well at all, okay? So because I put in two different plant kinds, I'm going to get a harvest off of one. I'm going to get nothing off the other. Another thing this year, my pepper plants have done squat this year. They're not doing well at all. Um, the last 3 years, my pepper plants have done great. So, no rhyme or reason. Some years things are going to do better, and some years things are not. That's just the way it goes. So make sure you're diverse in what you're planting too. Plant different types of tomatoes. Plant different types of squash and spinach and everything else. Do all kinds of different things and learn. Knowledge, I'm telling you guys, knowledge is definitely going to be the key. What if they try to overtake guns? What would you do? They're going to have a very difficult time doing that, to be honest with you. If they put in some kind of gun legislation and tell people that they have to do something, you're not going to see a whole lot of people complying with that. Here's what I want you to remember, guys. Registration leads to confiscation, okay? Always has, always will, okay? Look at Nazi Germany. Very, very true. Registered everything, then they came for the guns, and they took them. And you better account for what happened to your gun if it's not there. So think about that. Shall not be infringed, exactly. And that's exactly, it should not be infringed. Unfortunately, it is every day. They infringe on it every single day. So, yeah, Angela just said never register anything. Well, I mean, pistols you have to, depending on what state you're in, because you got to get your pistol permit. But rifles and stuff like that, again, it's an individual choice. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You make your own decisions on that. But, yeah, remember Australia. They basically hamstrung them. The UK, same thing. They're hamstrung as well. And you can still get guns, but you have to jump through hoops to get them, and you have to get permission. It shouldn't be about permission. We should be able to defend ourselves from all enemies, foreign and domestic. So, and that includes the government, guys. It's like, I'm going to tell you what, I love my country. I love living in the United States of America. I've been all over the country. It's a beautiful, beautiful country, a lot of diverse people. I've met a lot of awesome people. I'm not a big fan of my government, okay, because of the corruption, because they continue to screw people on a daily basis, and they make laws that do nothing but hurt people. So that's my issue with the government. Do I want to overthrow the government? Nope. I just want to live my life. I want to be in peace. I want to be left alone as much as I possibly can be. I still have to pay my taxes. If I don't pay my taxes for my property, they'll take it away. So, you have to do what you have to do. How can you buy a gun legally without registering it? Well, let's put it like this, Richard, if you want a gun, realistically, if I wanted anything, any kind of weapon right now, if I wanted to, I could drive to Rochester, New York, okay, into the city, and if I have the cash, I'm going to get whatever I want. There's always ways to get weapons. I mean, you can go buy a shotgun. I don't think you have to register a shotgun. You have to go through the background check, but there is there's ways around everything, to be honest with you. You just have to be creative. Yeah, you are registered at birth. It's called a birth certificate. Yeah, you absolutely are. We never truly own our property because of the property tax. You're right, and I agree with you 100%. If you stop paying your property taxes, they're going to come and they're going to take your property. Absolutely. Guys, if you haven't shot me that thumbs up yet, would you please do so? Let's see if we can get this up to 500 here before we jump off. That would be fun. We're at 421 on the thumbs up. So let's see if we can hit 500 tonight. Let's see. I can walk into a machine shop and make a gun. Absolutely. Ozark Prepper 1 just said that. He's absolutely right. If you have the skills, you can make anything you want. Anything can be made, guys. I mean, it's realistic. That's just the way it is. And there will always be. They will take your car if you don't get insurance. Yeah, if you don't pay your car payment, they're going to take your car that way too. They absolutely will. I still have my service weapon and it's not registered, Keith just said. It's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Certain things, when a lot of times when weapons were bought before they put in all these draconian gun laws, a lot of things were got that you didn't have to have permission to do. So, then they changed everything. So, And it's like New York State. They wanted everybody to register their rifles. Some people did. I don't think nearly as many people registered that have them that had them. Honestly, I don't think they did. I know some people that did. Just registered with the YouTube police. That's funny. But, again, it's like a lot of crazy stuff happening around the world. We need to continue to get ready, to be prepared as we possibly can be, and be able to protect yourself and your family. I think that's really, really important. Training recommendations for a newbie weapon owner. Nikki, I'm going to tell you what they have. Go to gun ranges and talk to somebody there. They have certified instructors, and they can lead you to that person, and they will teach you everything you need to know. I think it's important that gun safety is taught. I really think that that's important, and I think that everybody should know how to handle weapons. They should know how they work, and and know the dangers of them. But realize weapons are just a tool. In the wrong person's hand, they can be used for bad things. In the right person's hand, they can be used for good things. There's been a lot of these shooters that have gone out that have been taken down by registered gun owners. So I mean, it's like, again, we have to understand it's all a game, and that's what we need to remember. And so we have to play the game. Yeah, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Exactly. If we have a SHTF event, my uncle and cousins have many weapons. Bill Norwood just said that. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're all over the place. There's more guns in America. I mean, and if you don't have one, to be honest with you, when SHTF happens, there'll be plenty laying on the ground to pick up. So, and that's the reality of it. People will trade you those weapons for food. Trust me, it'll happen. If you're starving and somebody has food and you don't, that's what happens. Media never reports people that save lives with guns. Oh, of course not. That doesn't fit the agenda. Again, there's the agenda, guys. We got to remember there's always an agenda. There's always that goal that they have that they want to put out there. So, but, getting back to, the topic really quickly, it's unfortunate what happened, but playing the blame game doesn't change the situation at all. Hey, Killer Kyle, don't take pictures of your guns with your phone. Cloud safe pictures are indexed and reviewed. That's good advice. That is absolutely good advice. You guys have never seen me show a weapon on here, and you never will. I don't play that. I don't. You know what? I don't have issues with my masculinity, so I don't need to walk around with a big gun and showing that I'm important and I'm a tough guy. I don't need to do that. Just know that SHTF happens, and I've said this before. The last place you're going to want to go is to a prepper's retreat and try to take their stuff, because preppers prep for everything, for every contingency. They plan ahead, and they are willing and ready to defend what they have. And here's the best part. Most preppers that have any kind of brains know what they're doing with their weapons, okay? And so that's, again, something to think about. So just putting it out there. So people that I love it when people say, well, when SHTF comes, I'm going to come and I'm going to take your stuff. And I always tell them the same thing. I say, good luck, because, that's you must have a death wish if you're going to attack a prepper. That's all I'm going to say. When that time comes, people will do what's necessary, and preppers are more ready than anybody else. Trust me on that. Preppers are ready. So, let's see. If we find out Democrats are behind this, they'll hang publicly prepper. You know what? I don't think it's not one party or the other party. Again, the Republicans and the Democrats are the same thing, guys. Both sides, no matter who's in power, no matter who's in control, their ultimate goal is to take away more and more of your rights and control you. That's what their agenda is. If they can keep us distracted, keep us hating each other, we will never focus on the true problem, which is this government that we have. And the control. They want to have more and more and more control. So, think about that, okay? Realistically, I mean, let's be realistic. Obama was anti-gun. Did he take away our guns? He had 8 years. He had 8 years. He could have put in all kinds of legislation and take away the guns. He didn't. Never going to happen. They can put in all the legislation they want. They're not going to stop people from owning guns. You're just going to make people. You're just going to make the average gun owner a criminal. Is what you're going to do, because it's going to go underground. There's always going to be guns out there. I mean, our own government sold guns to Mexico, to the cartels in Mexico. Our own government did that. You know who the biggest drug dealer in this country is? The government, the CIA, the FBI, all those guys. Those are the biggest drug dealers, guys. Those are the ones that are bringing all that crap in here. So again, think about it. Yep, Mountain Girl said, take away our guns. Good luck with that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Have voters ever voted to bring back some laws that were taken away? That's, you know what? That's interesting. That is interesting. I wonder if people have. I wonder if people have, tried to vote stuff that was taken away. What are you doing? So anyway, guys, again, let me just, if you haven't shot me that thumbs up, I would appreciate if you would do that. This hour went by extremely fast today. Great comments, guys. I do appreciate all the comments. Thank you for keeping it clean. I appreciate that as well. Thank you to my moderators, who always do a good job every day. Every time we're on, I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Keeping things clean on the chat and stuff like that. That is awesome. Thank you, everybody, who joined us tonight. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, share. And Ed, you need to get a T-shirt that says "Think about it." Yeah, that would. Yeah, people need to think. That's for sure. They absolutely do. So anyway, guys, in ending, like I always do, I like to say we are all in this together. That's important to remember. When the time comes, we're really going to need to support each other. And so the more we can do that, the better. Also, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. What happened yesterday is a great reason why you tell the people that you care about, that you love every day, how you feel, because it is not guaranteed. Okay, we never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we love every day. Okay. Also, remember, guys, STD. Love the acronym. Everybody knows what STD is, right? One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, guys, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from getting there is yourself. Again, remember, if something horrible happens in your life, you lose that job, it's the end of the world. Oh, my God, I lost that job. It's really not. It's just one door closing, another opportunity opens up. And maybe that next opportunity is going to be the one that you're going to be like, oh, my God, this is awesome. This is great. Okay. So, again, just stay positive. Stay away from negative people. That's a good advice. Negative people want to bring you down. Okay. So, little prepper lady, she is doing okay. I spoke with her the other day. I spoke with her again today. And she's doing all right. She'll be back posting videos this next week. So, just so you know. Okay. And anyway, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for everybody for being here. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.